Uxbridge Scugog Life. I'm your host, Jackie Hermans. So we've been having some ups and downs and weather. We've gone from lots of snow to slush to ice. It's just keeping this winter exciting, isn't it? What I'm really grateful for is that we've been having a lot of blue skies and maybe skies as well, and sunshine. So we're going to add some sunshine into your day with this show. We're going to be talking to the GM of the Oshawa Generals. Exciting news. Talking about ice safety with the Scugog Fire, and Elizabeth LaBelle is going to bring us a super cute cat that is looking for their forever home. All that and more on Uxbridge Scugog Life. Make sure you keep watching because we will be right back.
This program is brought to you by OHL Action Pack. Looking to see tomorrow's stars today? Follow the teams and players you want to watch. OHL Action Pack is part of the Rogers Super Sports Pack.
This is a real grudge match between two guys who hate each other.
You're never going to find a fight where two guys know each other better or hate each other more.
One of the greatest rivalries mixed martial arts has ever seen.
It's go time, and we're going to go till somebody can't go no more. When it's all said and done, he's going to be unconscious on the ground.
I'm going to drag him to the deep end, I'm going to hurt him badly, and I'm going to make him quit in front of the whole world.
Hello, I'm Judith Tate, host and producer of At the Heart of Business. Join me each week as we get to know women in business and learn all about their challenges and successes. That's At the Heart of Business right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So I have Mark Burney with us, and he is the Fire Chief and Director of Emergency Services for Scugog. Mark, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jackie.
Now, I want to talk about ice safety. So, especially when it comes to snowmobilers out on the ice. You know, just the other week we had a whole bunch of warmth coming in. And we had a lot of melting, and I was actually on the ice near Ottawa, and it was a bit scary being on the ice because it was a bit slushy, and there was even one point where someone's foot went right in. It could have been a fishing hole. I don't know. But what are some things that we should be doing to make sure that we're safe, especially if we're going to bring snowmobiles or trucks onto the ice?
Well, that's a great question, and I can tell you there's a number of factors to consider before you go on the ice. If you can even see the ice, the first thing would be the color. The color of the ice just tells you so much as to the condition of the ice. From there, the depth of the ice is so important. There's various thicknesses that are very applicable to, whether it be either one of us out walking on the ice, skating on the ice, snowmobiling on the ice, or taking a vehicle larger than a snowmobile onto the ice. So the color is very, very important. I can tell you this winter's been very, very unique with the amount of snow that came in a timely fashion, and in fact has insulated the ice. And I can tell you that your experience isn't uncommon. A lot of people have gone onto the ice that has been covered with snow and experienced some very slushy conditions, and in fact have gone through the ice. We trained early in January in our water and ice rescue disciplines, and we're going through the ice. And
Wow.
And that's as a result, I believe, of the very unique winter we've had this year.
So can I ask you, what color should we be looking for? When I think about green means go, so what is it for ice?
Well, traditionally, the darker the ice, the better the ice. If it's not dark, then it's usually not a solidified, dense ice flow, if I could call it that. When the color of ice is anything less than that, there's perhaps air within the ice. There's different layers of ice. There's things that are complicating the the strength of the ice itself.
Okay. So if you're going to test out the ice, so if you're going to test out the depth of the ice, is it, if you're going to test it, let's say on the shoreline, is that going to be comparable to what it might be like in the middle of the lake?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
There's so many factors that play into the thickness of the ice over a larger body of water. And I'll just use Lake Scugog as an example. Lake Scugog has currents within it, especially in the north end of the lake, that compromise the structure of the ice itself. And in fact, perhaps there is no ice in certain areas. But the best way to test ice thickness actually is to drill a hole. To drill a hole and use a measuring device that can from the top of the ice through to where the ice ends and then factor into the water, you can measure the depth of the ice. And I would recommend that if you're going to go out onto the ice, you not only do it, close to shore, where it's safe if you went through, you're knee deep, but also where you're going to, have your event, whether it be ice fishing or playing hockey. You do that small little task of measuring the ice.
Okay, and that will help to keep you safe. Now, is there any type of website, an app, a hotline where there's professionals that are actually testing out the ice to say, okay, it's good or it's not good?
Yeah, I've not heard of anything like that. Let's say around here in the township. I can tell you locals are very knowledgeable about the ice. Whether it be here in Lake Scugog or anywhere else in the province of Ontario, they're very knowledgeable as to the conditions of the ice and where ice is strong and perhaps weak, again, as I said about the flows. Again, I've heard nothing about, anything that's specific to any body of water in providing that type of information, unfortunately.
Okay, so in regards to statistics, I didn't even ask you ahead of time to see if you know any of the statistics offhand. But can you give us an average amount of people that are going through the ice, let's say on Lake Scugog every winter?
Yeah, no, I can tell you we have at least one event a year, at least. And fortunately, we haven't had a tragic event in a few years. But we have at least one event a year, at least. Yeah.
Okay. Have there been any fatalities this year?
No, thankfully, no, and nor any events.
Okay, that's really good. And I'm wondering how many events happen that you even don't hear about that are not even reported, right?
Yeah, good call. In a lot of cases, the above and beyond any of the tragic events, it's bystanders that call us and say, hey, a car's gone through the lake, or, somebody appears to be in trouble, or an animal appears to be in trouble. And, we respond and confirm or otherwise. Yeah.
Yeah. One of my neighbor's dogs actually went through at a local pond, but they're okay. So, thank you so much.
Well, something I just like to, on that point, Jacqueline or Jackie, when an animal does go through the ice, the best thing an owner or, somebody with that animal can do is call emergency services. Don't risk yourself and go after that animal. Believe me, if that animal went through, the likeliness of you going through is very good. Don't put yourself in that risk.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Thank you for being on the show. We will be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
What do I like? I like open fires, moonlit nights, chatty letters, rainy days. I like daydreaming. I love this colorful little island of ruby, emerald, and sapphire. Yet often my dark moods come. I'm possessed body and soul by this depression. They say women shouldn't write. Some days I almost give up. But I cannot contain my imagination. I made Anne real. I gave her my love of nature, my love of books, and my childhood dreams. My greatest happiness would be to climb the alpine path and write upon it a woman's humble name.
Lucy Maud Montgomery battled depression, rejection, and sexism to become known around the world for Anne of Green Gables and 19 other novels.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. I am so excited about this next interview. I am with Roger Hunt, the GM of the Oshawa Generals. Roger, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much for having me, Jackie.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you on. We have a once-in-a-lifetime event coming up that I want to talk to you about so you can share it with the community. So I understand we have a very exciting game going on. So what is this once-in-a-lifetime event that's happening, Roger?
Well, it's a game between us and Hamilton Bulldogs. It's March 14th, and the uniqueness of it and the once-in-a-lifetime part of it certainly comes in the fact that it's going to be played outdoors at Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton. It will follow the Heritage Classic that's played, but the Leafs are playing Buffalo. So an unbelievable opportunity to take the OHL outdoors and create this event, and we couldn't be happier to be a part of it.
That is so exciting. So the Leafs will be warming up the ice, and then the Oshawa Generals the next day. Those of you who have been following the games, you might be, hey, wait, I thought the game was on March 12th, but it has changed to the 14th specifically for this once-in-a-lifetime event. So how do you think the game is going to change, being that it's outdoors? It's out on the ice outdoors. How is that going to change things?
Well, we certainly hope Mother Nature is a hockey fan, and she's good to us. So any of the elements that might be an outdoor situation could have an effect on it. But I think early on there's going to be a little bit of looking around by players, et cetera. But I think once everybody gets one or two shifts in, it'll become a regular game. So other than the fact sight lines will be different, there'll be a large number of people there, we're hoping. The fans will be a fair distance away from the action, so it'll be a little different, and probably sight lines will be something that's going to be different for the goaltenders, even for the players. So it's but I think once everybody gets their feel for it, and like you said, one or two shifts into the game, I think for the players it'll just become another game.
You know what I immediately thought about with this outdoor hockey game, it brings me back to playing hockey as a kid, right? And being outside. So I was wondering if the feeling of being outside and being with your friends on, let's say, a pond or the local outdoor arena, I would think that would amplify the passion and the fun of it. That's just my thoughts. Do you think that will come into play at all?
Yeah, I mean, I believe there will be an element of that, and certainly, like you said, all these kids have probably played on ponds growing up, but the fact that it's a real game, it's going to be, I would suspect, a pretty important game for both teams. That element will probably take away the anything that might be blasé about it. It's a real game, and both teams are going to be trying to get the 2 points, as much as there's a romance around being outdoors and playing in fresh air, etc. It's the thing is, we're going to be drumming home to our players, it's a real game, and it's real 2 points, and they're probably going to be important for both teams. So that will come into play, and that'll up the intensity of the game.
So if fans want to come to this game, how are they going to get tickets for it?
Well, I know there's certainly links to I believe both teams' websites, HamiltonBulldogs.com, OshawaGenerals.com. We're doing hopefully some things for our fans that we may be able to get them there with ticket packages, and then potentially a ticket and a bus package. So they're not going to last forever, and not everybody's going to be a part of this. So it is coming up quick on us. So we want everybody that wants to get there to be able to get there, whether it be on their own or in a bus package.
Okay, I love it. If you're going to offer that bus package, I think that's fabulous. Don't have to worry about driving. It's just going to be a pure experience of fun and not have to worry about traffic. So definitely,
that's right.
to the fans out there, definitely check out the websites and the Oshawa General's website and just check out the bus and ticket packages.
Yeah,
So,
first day of March break as well. So it'd be exciting. It's the first day of March break as well. So it, the whole family could share in this, and there's no school the next day. So it's hopefully we can get all the Gens fans. Like I say, the biggest thing for us is we want all the Gens fans that want to get there and would like to be there to get the chance to get there, young or old.
Okay, so how the way that the Oshawa Generals have been playing and the way that the Hamilton Bulldogs have been playing, what's your prediction? What do you think is going to happen?
Probably Gens by 1. I don't know if it has to go to a shootout, but we'll take it by 1. And the way the Hamilton team has been put together, I think the East will have to go through Hamilton somehow. So it's a great playoff preview, hopefully. But mine is Gens +1.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to guess +2.
I'll take yours.
Okay, and who's going to be? Can I ask who's going to be goalie?
Well, it's a little bit away. Those decisions come into play usually the week prior to, and we involve our goalie coach certainly and the coaches, and then really it's probably the guy that's going to have the hot hand going into the game will get the game. So right now that's a decision to be determined.
Okay, any player we should really look out for? Just super quick.
Well, for us, I mean, we've got a number of players, Tulio, Harrison, Richie, Ollison. I think we've got a star-studded lineup that make people get out of their seats. And certainly we're hoping to have a great game there and we will have to play well to get that win +1.
All right, well, awesome. Let's get on the bus and get to Hamilton and get out of our seats to cheer on the Oshawa Generals. Thank you so much, Mark. Great to have you on the show.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much.
Mark, I'm so sorry, Roger. That was a previous interview.
No problem at all.
All right. We'll be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
Think it's okay to drive high? Think again. Drug-impaired driving is as illegal as drunk driving, and in Ontario, the penalties are the same. If police suspect you're driving under the influence of drugs of any kind, or a combination of drugs and alcohol, and you fail a roadside test, your license will be suspended immediately for up to 30 days. You'll pay a penalty of $198. And you can be charged with a criminal offense of impaired driving, the same as alcohol. Driving high is never okay.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. Now, the first person I interviewed was a Mark, and then when I interviewed my next guest, I decided to also call them Mark. So here on the show now, I have Elizabeth LaBelle, but can I call you Mark?
You absolutely can.
How are you, Elizabeth?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Who do you have with you?
This is Jackson, and he is very affectionate, as you can see. He's a very needy boy. He loves attention. He loves to be right near people.
Oh, he is super sweet. So now, just for the viewers out there, before we started the interview, this is what Jackson has been doing, nuzzling up to her. This has been an ongoing thing here. He is super, super sweet. So what's Jackson's story? How did he come to the Humane Society?
Yeah, so He came to us after a member in the public had taken him in. He was losing his home, unfortunately. And unfortunately, the new person who had taken him in had some allergies. And they just realized it wasn't going to be the right fit. And so they called us and reached out to see if we could help. And we could. So he's here now and he's very happy. He loves to be spending all the time with us. And he gets lots of room to run around and play and stretch his legs. And he's got all of these great cat podiums to sleep on. We get these donated by members of the public all the time. So they really get put to use when we have cats who love to climb and love to sleep on them. It's really beneficial to their enrichment. So he's just living the best life.
That is awesome. What type of family do you think would be a good match for him?
Jackson is, as you've seen, he's an incredibly cuddly boy. He would do well in almost any circumstance, whether it be with kids. We think he would do well with another cat in the home because he is so incredibly friendly. Now, he does like his space occasionally. So if there was another cat, you'd want to make sure that they are comfortable with other cats in the home and that they're not going to get overstimulated or anything or try to be too much in his face because he likes a break from time to time. But overall, he's fantastic. He'll do well in any home.
Okay, amazing. Now, before we talk more about how people can adopt or apply to adopt Jackson, I understand the last cat that we had on the show, which was a beautiful tuxedo black and white cat named Florence. Mm-hmm. I understand she's been adopted.
She has, yes. She got adopted last week and she has gone home and she is the happiest girl. When she was here, she was just all loving and on top of everybody, wanting to cuddle, wanting to be right there in your face. So you'd always pick her up and hold her and she just leaned right in. She was amazing. So we're super happy to see that she's gone to her forever home.
Oh, that is so exciting. So I want to find Jackson his forever home. So how old do you think Jackson is?
So Jackson is around 9 years old. He's a little bit of an older boy. He has maturity to him, but he's still very young at heart. He'll do well. Like I said, with the kids in the younger homes, he's still got lots of life to live. He's very healthy. So he'll do fine. He's got lots of time on him still.
Well, there's definitely a benefit to bringing in a mature cat into your home. You know, don't necessarily have to worry about the couches and chairs and curtains being all ripped up, you know, more settled down and know how to use their litter box. They got their patterns going on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. He knows what he likes. He knows what he wants. He's very clear about what he wants. Anytime you come in the room, he's meowing and demanding attention and wanting people to be right on in his line of sight. And he's very certain of what he likes.
Nice. That's amazing. So if anyone is interested in potentially adopting Jackson or looking at some of the other cats or dogs or bunnies or snakes, different things like that you have, what is the best way for them to find out more information and to apply?
Yeah, absolutely. So on our website, we post everything from pictures to their ages, to their genders, what kind of a home is best for them, what they're looking for. If they're good with cats, if they're good with dogs, if they're good with kids. So it all goes up there on our website. We update it daily. So they just have to go onto our website, have a look at who's available. And then once they've found someone, you just apply through our website. There's an actual fillable form on our website. It makes it easier for anyone looking. They don't have to try to download it and figure out how to fill it out. They can literally just punch it in right there. And then they just send it off to us and we'll review it from there.
Okay. And you know what, Elizabeth, something that came to mind is, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like people should not be worried about being picky when they say the type of pet they want to bring into their home. Because like in my mind, you want to bring in what's going to be a good match for you so you can be an awesome pet owner. You know, you're going to have the beautiful exchange that you're looking for. And so, like, how do you feel about that? Should people be picky?
I think it's okay to be picky within reason. I think making sure that you have the right standards for what you're looking for or the right expectations for what you're looking for is a good idea. Setting those expectations at a realistic level. Because at the end of the day, what you really want is a friend that matches with you. You're looking for that perfect match. We want to help you find that perfect match. And so it's okay if you're going, I want to look for a kitten, I'm looking for this personality trait. But I'd say try not to get stuck on the look of the animal necessarily, because looks can be deceiving. You can have a very beautiful cat that might be better suited for an adult-only home, and you might have a scruffy looking dog that is actually great with kids. So you really just have to look past that initial first sight kind of a thing, and we'll be able to really help you mesh with that perfect animal.
Kind of like with online dating, right? Thank you so much, Elizabeth. We'll be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
We can be hurt. We can be bruised. We can be broken. Slowed down, confused, and even numbed. But we can't be defeated. We're built on a foundation that's strong. Our mission, unwavering. And together we'll beat as one.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Van Bilsen for Photos and Travel, where we bring the world to your doorstep. Join us on March 6th when we visit the northern part of India. We'll start in the capital of Delhi, explore temples in the east, and visit Rajasthan in the west, right here on Rogers TV.
Hi, I'm Constable Darrell Rice, Durham Regional Police Service. Tune into Rogers Cable 10 to watch me on Seniors Talk with DRPS, where we'll talk about all kinds of amazing information and community programs for you, our seniors in Durham Region.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Live. So that is a wrap, and I want to thank our guests for being on the show. So thank you to Roger Hunt, not Mark. It is Roger, the GM of the Oshawa Generals. We have that exciting game coming up on March the 14th. You can check out their website, oshawagenerals.com, to find out more information. Look into the bus packages. We got Gracie over here. And also, they're going to be wearing the classic old-style jerseys. So super cool. Thank you to Mark Burney with our ice safety, and you can check out redcross.ca to make sure you are going to be safe on the ice. And thank you to Elizabeth LaBelle, helping cats and dogs finding their forever home. If you want to check out the website, it's hsdr.org. And remember, just like dating, it's not about the look of the package necessarily, right? It's about finding that super awesome love to join your family. We'll be back next week for more on Uxbridge Scugog Life. Bye.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
My son is hanging around with a bad group of guys. They vape and drink and don't come from very good homes. I don't want him seeing these friends, but can't exactly stop him either. How do I help him see that they are a bad influence?
Yeah. So on the one hand, we're pushing them out the door, trying to get them to make friends. On the other one, we're going like, no, away, back away. There's a real loyalty to friends, and they're clearly checking something out. And you can't pick your children's friends. You can't. If I was going to talk about it, I would share what my concerns are, and that's why I would say behavior over character. Like if you say they come from bad families, they're a bunch of bad eggs, I don't like your friends, that's insulting their personality and their character. Right. So that's not how we attract. What we can say is, I'm concerned because people are using illicit substances, and I'm concerned that that's going to make that an easier or more tempting thing for you. And my love for you, and I want you to stay safe, and I want you to be law-abiding. And so this is concerning. You got to tread gently and hope that they will come to their own determination as you kind of reflect about what you're noticing happening.
You're watching Rogers TV. Durham